My name is Noel Coria. I'm a sales consultant in Autologica, and today I will be leading this webinar. First of all, I want to thank you for your interest and participation in this session and in each of the ones we propose month after month. If you're here, it may be out of curiosity because you work at a dealership, because you're looking for your next system, or most likely because something about the title and description caught your attention. The first thing I will tell you is that this training is designed to address the range of interests. So, on one hand, you are in the right place. Secondly, I want to anticipate that we will see many tools, strategies, and functions that you can start trying out today. My proposal is that you dare to try some of them because, without a doubt, they will be marginal improvements that, at the end of the month, will promote great results. Before moving forward, a few clarifications. First, I invite you to use the chat and the Q&A section to ask questions to the consultants who are with me. Don't leave with doubts. On the other hand, at the end of the training, we will send you a survey that will take no more than 30 seconds to complete, and it helps us to detect what to improve and what topics to address in future sessions. For those attending one of these talks for the first time, let me tell you that at Autologica we design, develop, and market dealership management software used in more than 20 countries and by more than 70 brands. We like to say that Autologica SkyDMS solves daily operations and enhances strategic aspects. This is because, on one hand, it covers all the tasks for each role in the dealership, adapting to the working methods of each business and ensuring professional, orderly, and optimal work. And on the other hand, with all the information generated daily, it offers owners and each manager instant information so they can manage strategic decisions. Some of the points we will cover today I quickly solved with Autologica SkyDMS. And if at the end of the webinar you are interested in learning more about what we will see today, you can let us know via chat or in the survey, and I will be happy to contact you personally. Alright, let's begin. I have always liked Greek mythology, those magical stories full of very human, often quite vengeful gods. Of the many myths out there, the story of Sisyphus has always intrigued me. Sisyphus was a man who challenged the gods and they punished him. How? They forced him to push a stone to the top of a mountain for all eternity. The catch and the god's cunning was that once he reached the top, the stone would fall back to the base and Sisyphus would have to start over. Why am I telling you about this myth? What does it have to do with anything? Well, because on another scale, perhaps some of you have tried to make many large scale changes at the same time, only to find months later that you are back at the base. We are going to improve sales, review scripts, change processes, go to after sales, improve all tools, invest in technology, promote training for all roles, hire tools and software for the marketing department, change here, change there, improve everything in this month to see results quickly. I'm not saying this can't be done, and some companies manage it, but many others find that when the daily rush starts, those big changes begin to fade because they don't fully integrate into everyone's routine. So, what do we do? Nothing? No, not at all. There is a lot we can do, especially because we are in an industry that is constantly evolving, witnessing new technologies and new type of vehicles that must face changing habits, the emergence of more competition, the arrival of new brands. Standing still is not an option. Those who stand still are not witnessing evolution, but the progress of their competitors. But we can evolve either like Sisyphus, entangling ourselves in eternal chaos, or we can take, for example, the marginal improvements approach proposed by James Clear. James Clear proposed a theory or a way of working based on small daily improvements. The idea is to make small 1% improvements that over time lead to remarkable results. The reference case for this methodology is the British cycling team. The team captain, David Brailsford, implemented small improvements that were added to the team habits. Viewed individually, they didn't seem like much, but when they all came together, they achieved the unthinkable. Two gold medals in Athens 2004 and eight gold medals at the Beijing 2008 Olympics. And what were these improvements? Sleep habits, nutrition plans, personal hygiene, aerodynamic clothing, warm up times, type of pillows for rest, post training massage creams, equipment weight, etc. Can we apply this methodology in our dealerships? Of course, because it's about habits, best practices, and leveraging the software you use. In the case of Autologica, for example, the idea is to implement a new feature that is included if it hasn't been done yet. New features are released every month. We communicate and promote them because we know they streamline tasks or save time, and often these features might take a few hours to implement, but at the end of the month, they save hundreds of hours. Now, for this methodology and these best practices, as for any other way of working, there is a rule that must not be ignored: measurement. Recently, in a course I was taking, I heard the concept that race times started to improve the day they began to be timed. The same happens with any action. Behind a diet, for example, there is a waiting routine. This is key to knowing the performance of each action. If in 1 week we lose 10 kilos, depending on historical measurements, it can be something positive or something negative. The same happens in any other field. A result without context means nothing, it's a zero. Therefore, as we always say, make a habit of measuring. And that's my first proposal. What's the leadership's goal? What are the criteria for success? What is the highest aspiration? And each department, every role, every decision maker, and every department should measure what they do. Know if it aligns with business objectives and detect the need to ask for help in time. They should know if today's results are correlated with yesterday's, be able to predict future situations, and avoid recurring mistakes. This habit should permeate the entire company, starting with management levels. Ideally, when asked, are today's sales as expected and is each sale still profitable? The answer should be immediate. Often, this is not the case. If you were in the webinar pre-show, you have seen the upcoming launch of Autologica, an evolutionary step in the DMS promoting a data-driven routine. A first improvement, a good habit, is to make measurement easy. Choose the right tools. Behind every tool is a measurement culture that must be fostered. The right tool is not enough without the right habit. So, incorporate a measurement moment, that time in the morning when you review business information, interpret each data point, think about one thing to improve. Imagine arriving, making a coffee, checking business information, and making the first decision all before finishing the first cup. What should not happen or will be a step backward like Sisyphus is arriving and saying, no, I don't have time to take my data. What could be more important than knowing everything you need to know to act? So, we talk about incorporating the right tool, having the daily habit of measuring each indicator, and another improvement will be thinking about goals. It's always good to have a goal for several reasons: to direct efforts toward an end, sell more, be profitable, expand, endure, and also to have a moment of celebration. Sometimes the soft side of the business is neglected, and having team celebrations is key to boosting morale, achieving greater loyalty, bonding people to the company, and addressing a historical industry problem: high turnover. So, around measurement, there are some points that can be improved and that, as you see, impact different areas of the business. I'll address another necessary point. How do we sell? Where is the customer? Are we waiting for them to come to us or are we going to them? What can we improve in our communication methods? I want to talk about marketing. I'll ask questions for you to consider. Think about which ones you have available, which you could improve, and which you can implement. Do we have an easy to access WhatsApp channel with a person attentive to queries? This quick change generates a lot of traffic that would otherwise be lost. Is that channel personal or business? Having a business WhatsApp profile is free, and it's proven that customers prefer to message a brand and not a person. A business profile can provide more information like operating hours, websites, addresses, descriptions, photos, and product images. Do we have social media for inquiries and visibility? This is easy to implement, serving as a low maintenance showroom that generates significant traffic and inquiries. Today, everyone watches TikToks, Reels, and YouTube Shorts. Are we taking advantage of this? Personally, I follow several salespeople, including one from a Chevrolet dealership who uses Reels brilliantly to showcase each vehicle. Short videos, under a minute, focusing on advantages, showcasing differentiators, and creating a connection between the potential customer and himself. Do we list our inventory on an e-commerce platform? This is more complex, but eventually implementable, offering many improvement opportunities. When you need to take a price for anything, what's your instinctive move? Mine is to take an e-commerce app, usually Mercado Libre. Dealership customers do the same. That's just a part of what can be done to reach customers. I haven't touched on email marketing or ads to cover other topics, but if this interests you for future sessions, mention them in the survey or chat so we can organize more sessions based on demand. Be open to change. This sounds cliche, but experience shows it's not minor issue. Some people are used to do things a certain way and don't question it because it's always being done this way. Others respond to suggestions for doing things differently with a classic yes but. It's frustrating, but advice that needs to be eliminated. Imagine limiting business growth to it's always been done this way and yes but. Consider another scenario. 2003. David Brailsford starts his new job with the British cycling team. He analyzes habits, sets goals, identifies areas for improvements, and when he presents his plan, he gets, "We have always raced this way." I can imagine the team director thinking, "No wonder they haven't won a medal since 1908." Doing things the same way isn't a success condition. It's absurd, but requires standing from another perspective and explain why change is necessary. Understanding that changes can be implemented from top management to the most routine business activities is crucial. Let me share a case I often cite. I met someone in administration who was delayed on important tasks before they had to scan and email invoices. This person had no other solution, nor was anyone attentive to optimizing time. When we launched the Quick Alerts module, all communications and customer emails became automated, freeing up hours spent on a monotonous and costly task to focus on department challenges. The real challenge was explaining that it wasn't about replacing them, but focusing the maximum capacity on important matters. Choosing the module was the right decision, but it wouldn't have happened without someone attempting to such situations. Again, every role, from a manager to an owner, should think daily, can I do this faster? Monthly reports, information sent manually to customers, data prepared for suppliers. Can it be optimized? Yes, it can be optimized with tools and solutions, improving each task little by little. All the tools you use, if correct and fully utilized, embody improvements and optimize processes to focus on what's important, the customer. In this case, analyze the tools you are paying for, and before looking at the cost, analyze their usage. For Autologica users, this will be very useful, and for non-users, consider if your system has similar features. This is a summary table of the TMS functions whose implementation shouldn't be too costly, mainly in time invested, and at the end of the day or month translate into significant, quantifiable, and tangible improvements. As mentioned, a DMS handles operations, but the true value lies in the marginal improvements it makes in each task and converting all actions into conclusions for further improvement. A proposal I like is to seek a new function each week, bi-weekly, or even monthly. The point is to develop the habit of fully utilizing a tool that spans the entire company. Or why not implement a new report or indicator analysis monthly? For example, thinking about functions that improve management in the long run, you can configure the TMS function today to automatically save user reports to each user's PC or a personalized directory, avoiding the need to choose a save location each time and preventing file storage in shared folders. Another improvement for cashiers will be the automatic generation of retention and exchange rate differences when paying suppliers. All with one click. Invest time to implement a function, quickly learn to use it, and save hundreds of hours. We'll see this more clearly with the following table I prepared. There are some questions that can be answered with good habits, new practices, and tools. As I present them, think about whether you have already answered them, never considered them, or if they could be the next marginal improvement to consider. Regarding parts, how are parts ordered from the factory? What are the most frequent reasons for lost sales? Is it easy to find parts in stock, or does it take a long time to organize an order? Do we prepare parts in advance for service jobs, or do we assemble the order on the spot? Do we measure turnover and immobilize stock? And do we act on that information? Related to sales, is CRM information utilized for campaigns? What are the reasons for unclosed sales? What is the customer experience from the moment they arrive at the dealership with the query? Are there bottlenecks at any stage? How long is the delay between confirmation and delivery of the unit? At the service department, what facilities do we offer customers to choose our workshop over others? Is scheduling easy, clear, and intuitive? How is the interaction with the parts department when requesting parts? Do we know how each operator's hours are invested daily? Do we know the area's efficiency and productivity? Regarding administration, are there repetitive tasks that could be automated? Are there typos in repetitive tasks? How many? What is the impact? How do we inform customers about their pending payments, account status, and due dates? Do we do it manually or could we automate it? Finally, in relation to management, if I want to know the sales or the health of an area, can I see it quickly? Can I know if each department and branch are meeting their objectives? Do I have enough information to make decisions? I'll leave you this on the screen for a few seconds, and in the meantime, I invite you to ask any questions you may have or mention anything you would like to. Well, that concludes our session for today. I hope some of the points sparked your interest or give you ideas to start looking for solutions, implement some of the proposed ideas, or begin measuring the impact of each of these processes in your routines. We will send answers to any unanswered questions via chat, and I would like to remind you to fill out the survey you will receive so we can continue to offer the best sessions. If you want to learn more about Autologica, don't hesitate to indicate it on the form or contact us through social media or WhatsApp. Thank you for attending, and we hope to see you in future sessions. See you next time.